Hi guys, well the Tories took a massive thrashing at the local elections. Labour didn't do very well either. And we've been hearing about what the party should do next. The response from senior people in Labour is that in order to deal with Reform UK, the government needs to swing to the right to see off the threat. While others are calling on the party to stop ignoring the left flank where votes are going to the Greens. I've been saying since before the general election, the Starmer and Labour don't have a vision and need to get one as soon as possible. Not being the Tories helped them massively in 2024, but going forward they need to be different, and that's a message that the party isn't getting. Here's Sir John Curtice, the polling expert, explain this problem with a wonderful analogy. Have a listen.
In the absence of any story, what it's been the cut in the winter fuel allowance, it's been more recently the cuts in disability. So people don't have a sense of what this government is about, but above all, they are therefore surprised that apparently a Labour government is about doing these things. So in the absence of a narrative, Labour doesn't actually have any defence other than saying, well, it was the Tories' fault. For doing these things.
Well, I'm increasingly getting calls and texts when we talk about Labour and the government, describing them as being about punching down, based on those things you've just alluded to there, the PIP payments and the winter fuel allowance. But it's interesting, isn't it, that business of what am I about? What Boris Johnson proved when he got that big 80-seat majority is that you can be decidedly about almost one thing and convince a huge coalition of people to come with you. And yet there's so much vacillation from the Labour government, isn't there, on and I think we saw it in the lead up to the general election. And of course, it didn't stop them getting that big majority. But given the position you've described them as, I think accurately, as being in, and losing votes to the Lib Dems and the Greens as much as to Reform, the decision is, as Louise Haigh describes, I guess, isn't it? They have to decide which way do we go, because we can't just keep going every way. We have to choose at least something that looks like way.
So I think my answer to you, therefore, and the implication of what I'm saying, Sheila, is you don't tack to the left or to the right, you go forward. But the point is, people don't have a sense of the direction in which the Labour Party want to go.
What that looks like.
Or another analogy I would give you is that, I think one of the ways in which one might characterise this Labour government is essentially saying, hi, we're the plumbers. We are going to deal with the numerous leaks that have occurred in your building. Whereas I think what people want out of a government is not a government that says, oh, we're going to fix the things that have gone wrong. They also want to say, well, actually, I want a builder or an architect. I want somebody who's going to tell me, to give me a new house, to tell me what it's going to look like. And I think the problem with Labour is focusing so much on saying we're going to deal with the problems the Conservatives inherited. People don't have any sense of, well, beyond that, what?
Well said. And I've been saying this for so long. There is no vision. There is no goal at the end of all of this. They keep saying what we're doing is we're fixing the problems that the Conservatives created, and that's true. You need to fix those problems, but you need to convince people it's all worth it because of some goal at the end, because of some vision. There is no vision. What is Keir Starmer's vision? I've never heard it. What is the Labour Party's vision at the moment? I've not heard anything. Sheila Fogarty rightly raised the point about Boris Johnson in 2019. Boris Johnson's goal was Brexit. Get Brexit done. It's a stupid slogan, but he was able to use it to convince people to vote for his party, and he would respond to every problem with get Brexit done. Problems with the NHS, get Brexit done. Immigration, get Brexit done. Housing, get Brexit done. It was a stupid slogan, but it was the vision of the Conservative Party in 2019. Now, it's still not too late, but Labour need to come up with some sort of vision. They need to say, this is what we're working towards. It has to be something that's beneficial to people. Otherwise, somebody else is going to fill that gap. The Greens on the left and the Liberal Democrats in the moderates. And then, of course, Reform UK on the right. Nigel Farage is taking support away from Labour. And as John Curtice has pointed out here, you don't pivot to the left or pivot to the right. You keep going forward, but in the sense that you need to have some sort of vision. You need to at least try. And we're not seeing that from Labour. And if they don't turn around, if they don't change tack, what's going to happen is you're going to see Nigel Farage rise, you're going to see him get more and more support and potentially become the next Prime Minister. And then we don't want to be going over this asking what went wrong.